Hello everybody and welcome back to our channel. Here we share beginner-friendly coding tutorials on Scratch, Roblox, Minecraft, web programming, and many more. Today we're going to do a Scratch animation called Spring Cards. So here's a preview on how the animation will look. So when we press the green flag, there's a bear walk across the slope, says I am so cold, when will spring come, and an envelope appears from the sky. And when we click on the envelope, we say hello spring. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to start by creating a new project on Scratch. You can find Scratch on scratch.mit.edu. So here I'm going to click on create. I'm going to rename my project to Spring Cards. And I'm also going to delete Sprite 1. So the first thing we're going to do is set up our backdrop. So if you go to the bottom right and click choose a backdrop, we want to find something that are a little bit snowy. You can upload your own picture, but I'm going to go down here and I'm going to find the one that says slopes and select it. Now I have to upload 4 more backdrops to create the animation of the envelope falling from the sky. So to do this, you can use the link in the description below to download the 4 backdrops. But here you can click on choose a backdrop, go up until you get to upload backdrop. And I have saved the 4 files here. So I will select the 4, click open. And now the 4 backdrops has been added to my backdrops. So if I go back to code, okay. Now we should add our sprites. We need 3 sprites here. So the first initial two sprites is going to be from Scratch. First one, we should pick up the bear walking. So just click on bear walking. Now we should find the one that says butterfly. So let's choose a sprite. Go down to butterfly 2. And now we need 3 more sprites. 2 of them is self-made and 1 is going to be uploaded. So let's upload our sprite. So click on sprite, upload sprite. And here I'm going to use the envelope sprite. Now the 2 remaining sprites that we're going to add are text, so we can actually draw them ourselves. So to do that, we go to add a sprite, scroll up until we get to paint. And now we can rename and pretty much make our new sprite by however we want. So here we want to click on text. We can change the text to whatever color. And we should change the name to hello. Now I'm going to click on the screen and type in hello. Click anywhere else to be done. And now I can actually drag this box wider to make the text bigger. And I'm going to centralize the word hello, just like that. And I'm going to make another sprite using paint. And here I'm going to use a text as well. And I'm going to write spring. Change the custom name to spring. Increase the size of spring and centralize it. And that's it for our sprites and our backdrops. So the first thing we want to code is the backdrop. So let's go back to code. And let's over here at the stage, click on backdrop. So now the first thing we want to do is when the green flag is clicked, we want to turn the backdrop into our slopes. So here, let's go to events. When green flag is clicked, and then we're going to go to looks, switch backdrop, and we're going to switch backdrop to slopes. If you like this video so far, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like our videos. So let's continue our project with coding our bear. So initially, when the green flag is clicked on, we want to teleport our bear to the left side and have it walk to the middle. So to do that, first, let's have an events listener for when the green flag is clicked. Now we want to show the bear. So we're going to go on looks, move to show, and we're going to use motion to teleport the bear to the ideal location. So here, I'm gonna say go to X. And for X, I'm gonna use negative 240. And for the Y, I'm gonna use negative 109. Afterward, I'm gonna have it wait 1 second. So if you go to control, wait 1 second, and then I'm gonna broadcast a message. So here I'm gonna go to events, broadcast, and instead of broadcasting message 1, I'm gonna make my own message. So if I click on that little upside down triangle and new message, I'm gonna change a new message name to move. Okay, and now we'll broadcast move. And finally, I want to move the bear to the middle. So here I'm gonna use motion glide for 1 second to X and Y. And here I'm gonna change the time to 3 seconds to slow the bear down. And here for my X axis, I'm gonna use 24. And the Y will remain at negative 109. So now after the bear has shifted, we want to use the actual animation that is walking. And to do that, we'll be flipping through his customs. So you can see as customs, we have a lot of different customs that are animation for the bear's movement. So to do that, we can say events when I received, and here is already at move. And if it isn't, so you can click on the upside down arrow and select move. Here we're gonna say repeat 10 times. In each iteration, we want to use next custom. And between each animation, we want to wait 0.25 seconds. After he has finished moving, we want to have the bear say, I am so cold, when will spring come? So to do this, we go to looks, say hello for 2 seconds, change the text to I am so cold, exclamation mark, and add in another text. And here we're gonna say, when will spring come, question mark. And now after we have said these two things, we can broadcast. And next we'll tell the envelope to drop. So here we're gonna come to events, broadcast. Again, instead of broadcasting move, we're gonna make a new message. So click on the upside down triangle, new message, type in next. We're not done with the bear yet, but we can use what we have so far to build our other sprites. So let's go to envelope. So we know that the bear will broadcast a message move, and that is our cue to drop the envelope. So here we're gonna have when green flag is clicked, that is the initial stage. We want to teleport our envelope to the top of the map and hide it. And when it receives a broadcast move, it waits for the bear to finish moving and then it drops down to the air. So here we're gonna say looks, hide, and we're gonna teleport it to the default location, which in our case will be X of 131 and Y of 180. And now we should have an events listener for the broadcast of move. So here we can go to events, when I receive, and again, we already have move, but if it isn't, we can just simply select move. Here we're gonna say wait 6 seconds. And after waiting 6 seconds, it's gonna show itself. So go back to looks, show. We're gonna glide it down. To do that, we use glide. We're gonna glide for 1 second, and we're gonna use the same X as 131. And for the Y, I'm gonna use negative 126. And then I'm gonna wait 2 more seconds. So control, wait 2 seconds. And then I'm gonna have a message that says click me. So I'm gonna have say for 2 seconds. Inside say, I'm gonna say click me. And the final part for the envelope is that we want the ability to click on the envelope and it finishes the animation. So here we want to say event when this sprite is clicked. What we want to say is broadcast opened so that we can have the an animation at the end. So here we're going to say broadcast, new broadcast, so new message, and the message name will be open. And when we press the envelope and the broadcast open, we want to hide the envelope and only show the sprite that will be needed for the actual animation. So here we can say when I receive, and I'm gonna scroll down toward open. And the only thing we're gonna do is just hide the sprite. So we can simply put hide, and this will complete our code for the envelope sprite. So if you go back to bear walking, here after broadcasting next, what we want to do is have the bear also say an envelope. So here we're gonna have control. We're gonna wait for 0.5 seconds, and then we're gonna have it say something. So go to looks, say, and here we're gonna have it say an envelope, and we're gonna have it say it for a second. And similarly to our envelope sprite, when the broadcast of open is broadcasted, we want to hide the sprite of the bear since it is not in our final animation. So here we have event, when I receive, change, move to open. And just like the envelope, we're simply be hiding it. So just hide. And this now will be completed for our bear coding. So now let's program our sprites for the final animation scene. So we started with the hello sprite. So if you go in the hello sprite, first we want to set the default location and then hide it. So here we're gonna have events when green flag is clicked on. First thing first, we want to hide it. So here we're gonna use looks hide. And then we're gonna teleport it to the default location. So we're gonna say go to X and Y. And for the X here, I'm gonna use -240. And for the Y, I'm gonna use 129. So now when the envelope is clicked, we know the open broadcast is broadcasted. So we're gonna have to listen for that. So here we're gonna have when I receive, I'm gonna change from move to open. And when the open is broadcasted, that means we have clicked on the envelope and the final animation will be played. So here we're gonna show ourselves. So say show. And in this default location, we're actually a little bit off the screen to the left here. So we're gonna glide it back to have an animation of hello just kind of coming off the screen and back into our animation. So what we're gonna do is go to motion, glide, and here we're gonna glide it to X of -138, and the Y remains the same as 129. And that will be our hello sprite. For the spring sprites, we'll be doing something similar. So let's go to spring. And here we want to set up the default location and turn it to not show itself in the beginning. So here we have events. When green flag is clicked, we go to looks, go down to hide, go to motion, go to X and Y to set up our default locations. And for the sprite spring, we want to use X of 108 and the Y of -180. And once again, when they're broadcasted, we want to do the animation. So here we're gonna have events. When I receive, change move to open. And we're gonna show the spring sprites, so show. And once again, on the default location is a little bit off the screen. In this case, it's a little bit off to the bottom. So we want to bring it up. So now we're gonna use glide. So we're gonna put in glide. For X, I'm gonna use the same number, so 108. And for the Y, I'm going to use 99. So it will come down from the bottom of the screen to up to the middle. And that will conclude our spring sprite. Let's move on to our final sprite, which is the butterfly. So let's click on butterfly 2. Again, similar to our hello sprite and spring sprite, we want to set its default location when the green flag is pressed, hide itself, and it will wait until the open broadcast. It will show itself and teleport to the glide to the middle. And when the open broadcast is broadcasted, it will glide through the screen and change its animation of flying. So here we're going to use event. When green flag is clicked, we're going to go to looks. We're going to use hide. And again, we're going to set up its default location. So let's use go to X and go to Y. For this, we're going to use -200 for X and +100 for Y. And once again, it is listening for the open broadcast. So we're going to say when I receive, click on the upside down triangle, click on open. Here, we're going to show. And then once again, we're going to glide. So here we're going to use glide. I'm going to actually say 3 seconds. And here we want to glide to a kind of a random location to our screen. So to find a random location, we can use operators, pick random. So we can use pick random to actually have it randomized. So here we have the range of -200 to 200 for X, and this similar thing for Y. Here we're going to have -180 to +180. And now we want to do the animation. So here we're going to go on to control, forever, go to looks. We're going to say next custom. And in between each changes, we want to wait 0.5 seconds. And that will conclude our sprites coding. But before we finished, we also have to program our backdrop so that it matches and it also hears the open broadcast. So let's go back to backdrop. So now we're going to add in a new event when I receive, and here we're going to use again open. When the backdrop has received the open, it will play the 4 different backdrop animations. So here we're going to use repeat. And we're going to say repeat 4 times since there are 4 backdrops. And then we're going to drag in the next backdrop into our repeat. And we're going to have it wait 0.25 seconds every time we switch it. And then finally, we'll broadcast a message. So here, we're going to go down here. And we're going to make a final thing called message. And that will complete our whole project. So let's take a look at what our animation has looked like. So if you're going to click on the green flag, our bear walks across. It says, I am so cold. Where will spring come? And the envelope drops. And here we click on the envelope and the animation arrives. And here we can change the size of the envelope and bear a little bit since it's a little bit big. So here, I'm going to go back, stop the animation, change the size of the bear to 40, and actually change the size of the envelope to 20. And let's play this again. I am so cold, when will spring come? Envelope drops from the sky. It says click me. Once this is clicked, we have opened the envelope with our animation Hello Spring. So that is all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like our other videos. Be sure to check out these other 2 videos while you're here waiting for the other videos. Thank you and bye-bye.